Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ryan with Great Lakes Storm Chasing Network. We do have an update to share with you guys in regards to the upcoming active pattern that we are expecting. I do want to hop on here while I had a free moment and give you guys that update. I've been kind of busy the past couple of days here. I'll be busy into Sunday as well. So this is my first free time in a while. So I'm going to hop on here and give you guys the 411. So first and foremost, we do have a couple of ongoing showers and storms that are across Indiana right now. These do have they don't have severe potential with them, but they may try to form what we call cold air funnel clouds. It's a very rare type of funnel cloud. They're not dangerous, they're harmless. They very rarely ever touch ground. And if they do, they're quite weak with winds less than 40 or 50 miles per hour. Overall, don't be shocked if you see a funnel cloud report out of Indiana today. Overall, though, not very dangerous at all. But with these storms, some lightning is occurring across the state here from Lafayette down to Hamilton. That's to be expected here. So don't be shocked if you hear a rumble of thunder, maybe some small hail as well in the state of Indiana today. Maybe even parts of like very far eastern Illinois and western Ohio as well getting in on that action. But mostly just going to be contained here to Indiana. But also what you're going to notice here in tan, that is a wind advisory for pretty much the entire state of Ohio into pretty much the entire state of Michigan as well. If you're in this tan area, you are in a wind advisory. Gusts up to right around 50 miles per hour is likely. That's going to die down tonight as that low pressure moves off to the northern east. So that's the current state of our weather. Now let's jump into the future. So first and foremost, today we do have a thunderstorm risk across Indiana and Ohio. We're seeing that take shape now. No severe weather is expected with that. Looking in the future, though, we do have a area in Michigan and Wisconsin here that is highlighted in just a general thunderstorm, general thunderstorm risk overnight Saturday into Sunday morning. I do want to highlight that again, Saturday night, overnight Saturday into early Sunday morning. What we're going to look on some of these models here, we're looking at the potential for some what we call elevated thunderstorms to produce some hail. Not sure if it'll be severe or not, but there could be a few instances of some severe weather with this line here across northern Wisconsin, northern Michigan, all the way down toward the thumb of Michigan as well. This is early Sunday morning, roughly about 4 a.m. to right around 8 a.m. there. So not going to be a daytime type of thing. If you guys live in northern Michigan, definitely be on alert there. At least some small hail. We may see an upgrade there if trends continue to show a bit more impactful weather. But overall, the severe risk Sunday morning is quite low. That is number one. And that's going to be your area here in basically from Lansing all the way north up to Marquette, all the way over to right around Hayward, St. Paul areas in Wisconsin and Minnesota. All right, that's Sunday morning. Let's go ahead and jump into the first severe risk here. This is going to be for the day on Sunday. We do have a level 1 risk in dark green for pretty much the entire state of Ohio into very far eastern Indiana. And then around that in light green, we also have a general thunderstorm risk all the way up into Michigan, back to Illinois, and most of Indiana included there. But if you're in the dark green areas over here, Cleveland, Akron, Youngstown, Columbus, Athens, Cincinnati, Dayton, we'll go ahead and include Indianapolis in this. It's within the 25-mile radius. We'll go ahead and say Indianapolis is getting in on this thread as well. All the way up towards Toledo, you guys are in that low severe risk. Looking at some of these models as well, we do have some indication that these storms right here across Ohio, it's kind of hard to see on your guys' map, but these storms are expected to fire up into mostly Ohio, could stretch back farther into eastern Indiana. We'll have to kind of wait and see. But these storms are going to carry the main threats of number one, damaging wind gusts, and number two, isolated hail that could be larger than quarter size in diameter. There's also a very low chance of a brief tornado happening in Ohio on Sunday. The wind shear is good in the mid and upper levels, but the lowest levels are kind of lacking just a bit. So we're not overly concerned for that tornado risk, but there is a possibility we do want to mention just in case some things can come together that overcome the low shear in the lowest levels of the atmosphere. So that's going to be Sunday. That's going to be your risk there for most of Ohio and eastern Indiana. Again, this could shift around just a bit, east, west, north, south. We'll have to kind of wait and see. But your general idea is going to be the Ohio area. So that's on Sunday. Let's go ahead and jump into the next day here, which is going to be on Monday. Monday, we do have a risk out to our west in Iowa, Missouri, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska areas. We may see a marginal risk get extended further into the area, like Wisconsin, Illinois, especially. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But the day we're kind of watching more so closely is going to be for Tuesday. Tuesday, we already have a slight risk, which is level 2 out of 5, in place there for all of Illinois, South Wisconsin, West Indiana, likely going to be extended around that, at least a marginal risk, probably into Ohio and Michigan for Tuesday for severe weather. Now, exact details on this is not quite known yet. These systems, when we line them up day after day, back to back to back, the one day that happens, so like for this example, for Monday, it happens out in the Plains, Oklahoma, Kansas area. How that day plays out is going to affect how Tuesday is going to play out. So we're not going to know exact details as far as like instability levels, storm modes, hazards, stuff like that is not going to come into focus until probably Sunday or Monday. And then as that comes into focus, we'll have a better idea as far as potential areas, hazards, stuff like that, timing, etc. But overall, confidence is quite high that we're going to have at least the ingredients necessary to have severe weather become a possibility, which is why you're seeing the SPC highlight this area here in that 15% level 2 contour for most of the western part of the region here. So how that plays out is going to be a huge factor into how Monday plays out will be a huge factor in how Tuesday plays out, and also so on and so forth. Tuesday will affect how Wednesday plays out, and also Wednesday how Thursday plays out. Looking at the overall instability and overlap of wind shear with this, we are getting really good signals still of severe weather potential in the region. Again, we're not going to use this as a forecast. We're going to use this as a general area here. So where you see these colors overlap is going to be potential severe areas here. So here's Sunday across Ohio and Indiana. It does say South Michigan gets in on that thread a little bit as well, but as of right now, we don't expect that to be the case. Looking at Monday out in the plains, there is your risk out Monday. We see a pretty good overlap there on the Kansas-Oklahoma border. Overall consensus into Tuesday is going to spread eastward. Your low pressure develops here out in the Nebraska area. And all this coloration here is overlap of wind shear and instability, which is going to be why you see that 15% contour for severe weather on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, currently there is no threat that's highlighted by the SPC for Wednesday, which is right here, and Thursday, which is right here. We may see additional risks added. I expect them, honestly, by the time we get up to that point. But as we get into Friday or Wednesday here, we're going to see that shift more so to the east here. So again, Indiana, Ohio, perhaps South Michigan as well. And then also into Thursday, another low pressure system develops further to the south. That could get drawn up further north depending on how everything plays out. It's going to be a domino effect, how each day is going to affect the next day. So really, the idea of the active pattern is still here from Sunday to Thursday of potential severe weather somewhere in the region every single day between Sunday and Thursday. It's just going to be a matter of how severe and exactly where it's going to set up. So with that being said, if you guys have questions, feel free to drop those in chat. I'll do my best to answer those for you guys, but overall, just expect active from Sunday into that Thursday time frame. Dennis says, severe weather wrapping up Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yes, indeed. Dennis, yes, indeed. Chris says, good evening, friends. Good evening, Chris. Does anybody at all have any questions whatsoever? I'll do my best to answer those. If not, we'll go ahead and hop off here. I'll wait about 30 more seconds here for you guys to type out any questions you may have. But overall, it's going to be an active pattern here, and it's going to be covered very well by us. We're going to have chasers in the field, hopefully multiple days of this upcoming week. We'll be live here streaming radar coverage across the region if necessary as well. I think Cleveland will get severe storms this time without any busts. It's definitely a potential, Dennis. I understand a lot of people are more so either A, disappointed, or B, kind of frustrated with the last couple of setups, especially in Ohio. We highlighted severe potential with the SPC's guidance yesterday. Yesterday for Ohio. But honestly, that threat to us didn't seem as high as what the SPC was advertising. So we've kind of had 2 or 3 back-to-back systems that have kind of busted, so to speak. I understand the frustration there, but take every risk seriously. We're doing our best to forecast these, as well as the SPC, NWS offices. We're doing our best. It's unfortunate that we have those types of scenarios where we have like these systems that bust, just because the public trust kind of goes down with these systems. But it's still important to take these risks seriously, though. High winds off Lake Huron. Yes, there are. You actually are under a wind advisory up there, in basically the entire state of Michigan, except in the western UP and the very far southwest corner of the state. That got dropped here at 3 o'clock. So, but basically, if you live in Michigan or Ohio, even northwest Indiana, northeast Indiana, getting in on the high wind action today, gust up to 50 miles per hour, definitely likely across the area. I know I gusted here to 25 so far in southeast Michigan. So, pretty gusty winds out there. No questions, but I do appreciate your outlook. Helps me with my anxiety. Hope severe weather stays away from Jackson. Yeah, we'll be here covering it, April. If there's anything coming, you'll know about it. Do you think Cleveland Air or Cleveland, Ohio will see an upgrade to a slight risk? It, these days definitely have potential to be slight risks, for sure. Um, if I had to guess, probably Wednesday or Thursday, maybe Tuesday as well. We'll have to kind of see how it plays out. But overall, Sunday's risk, I don't think it'll go slight unless we see something really, increase on latest models. But it's definitely a possibility. It's just there's so much uncertainty with this type of situation. Like I said before, domino effect is going to play a huge factor in the forecast here, just because each day before is going to set up the next day for success for severe weather, or it's going to hinder severe weather in some way, and we're not going to know that until we get closer. So all I can really say is a possibility. Yeah, we could see upgrades across the region, anywhere in the region, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois. We could see upgrades for sure. It's just going to be a matter of what days and where. Oscoda area is getting high winds. Can you tell what the wind level is? The wind level across Michigan right now, actually, I can pull that up. We do have a couple things we can do here. We can go on our MEDAR stations on Radar Omega here. If I can find it. Here we go. We can actually turn on our wind speeds here to get an idea of what areas are gusting to what. Let's go ahead and go up here to Grand Rapids. There we go. So right around 20 to 30 miles per hour seems to be the going sustained winds. Gusts up to 40 or 50 are likely today. So your area right now is right around 25 miles per hour, Tanya. No problem, Anita. I think later in the week we have a chance for slight enhanced for the Ohio region. It's a possibility. Really is. But it's also a possibility at the same time. You got to look at it from a negative perspective, or maybe a positive perspective, really. But with these setups, the potential to advertise severe weather is going to be there all the way up until the day of, and then on the day of might be like, oh wait, well the previous day affected today, so today's risk is not going to be as high as what we thought or what could have been. So it's going to be a really kind of wait and play it out and wait and see type of game for some of these days. Do you think the threat for Michigan starts to be low? For right now, Jordan, yeah. Most of the models do have most of the severe weather staying south of Michigan, but the ensemble guidance, which is many models run multiple times over, does put Michigan in some sort of risk throughout the week, early part of the week. So just pay attention to future forecasts. We'll have you guys updated here on the page, and also Jordan, I know you guys, I know Jordan, you follow Michigan Storm Chasers, so pay attention to the page. We'll have you updated there on severe risks if anything does pop up. So windy in Champaign County, Ohio. I'm not exactly sure where Champaign County is, but I can tell you that pretty much the entire state of Ohio is in under a wind advisory here. Like almost the entire state. The only parts are not are like Van Wert, Northwest, extreme Northwest Ohio, and also like down here by Cincinnati. Otherwise, you guys are in a wind advisory there. So I believe it. Gusts down there on this map are saying right around 30, mid 20s to low 30s there. Weather is an all Yeah, never know what's going to happen there, Devin. Yeah, weather is always changing. It's really hard to get exact with this. We do our best, but if we were perfect, there wouldn't be a need for forecasters, meteorologists, even NWS sometimes. Like, there is absolutely no reason for us if we knew everything that's going to happen. Any other questions, guys? I don't see any more popping in here, so I'll wait about 20 more seconds here to make sure no one's typing. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and hop off here. So overall, if you're just joining us, the overall consensus is windy today across most of the region, Michigan, Ohio, parts of Indiana. Could see a few thunderstorms in Indiana today. Could see a few Sunday morning, early Sunday morning, like 4 to 8 a.m. Sunday morning across Michigan and northern Wisconsin. Those could produce some hail. There's currently no severe risk for Sunday morning, but there could be, depending on how it all trends. But also Sunday, severe risk in Ohio, main risk wind and hail, low risk for a tornado or two. And then we get into Tuesday, more substantial risk may take shape out in Illinois, Wisconsin, parts of Indiana, perhaps parts of Michigan, Ohio as well. And then also Wednesday and Thursday, potential severe risks as well. So with that being said, will it rain or storm tomorrow? My kids are playing upward soccer. Nope, no. There's no rain, I don't believe, forecasted tomorrow. Let me check that real quick. But overall, you should be fine for tomorrow, no matter where you're at. Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana. There's nothing, so you should be good. Yeah, just clear. You're clear tomorrow. Nice day tomorrow. A little bit gusty, 15-mile-an-hour winds, but it's gonna be low 60s, if not 70s, for most of us. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here. Do me a favor before you head out. Hit the like button for me. It helps you stream out tremendously. With that being said, we'll go live either tomorrow sometime or Sunday. Next chance I get, I'll go live for you guys for an update. So with that being said, I'm out of here. Stay safe, everybody.